Christ really look? Is this what Jesus Christ really looked like? Jesus has historically been portrayed like this: a light-skinned man with wavy brown hair down to his shoulders, with a full beard and mustache. The iconic look is featured in churches across the world and in classic Hollywood movies like King of Kings, and in hit TV series like The Bible.
To say his sins are forgiven.
Such images of Jesus can be traced back to the early Renaissance. Dr. Tom Bedoin is professor of religion at Fordham University.
The Jesus we see in many churches today, if not most, is very different from what he actually looked like.
Thanks to Newt at Fordham University.
The Jesus we see in many churches today, if not most, is very different from what he actually looked like.
Thanks to new forensic research, we're getting a more historically accurate version of what Jesus may have looked like.
Think about Jewish people in Iraq today, and this is how we should imagine Jesus. And at the time, he would have had probably a short beard and short hair. He would have been a darker complected man, so very different. Jewish people in Iraq today, and this is how we should imagine Jesus. And at the time, he would have had probably a short beard and short hair. He would have been a darker complected man, so very different from many of the light-skinned portrayals that you would find in Christian churches today.
No matter what he looked like, the message Jesus delivered to the world more than 2,000.
All right, shalom, shalom. Let me get straight into this lesson. But you saw in that video a lot of the process right there, but these devils actually told some truth, right? And they go to show you that no, I want to say this too. Now, all of a sudden, color don't matter, right? I wanted to read some of these comments on this video. Give me 1 second. Let me go back. All right, so check this out. I'm going to read some of these comments off this video. I'm just going to read it as is. It says, Jesus is beautiful. It doesn't matter what he looks like. This other comment, it said, it doesn't matter what Jesus looked like. He is still perfect in every way. The next one, it doesn't matter how he looks. I would always love him. Right here, I don't really care if he looks of his looks. I just love who he is and what he's done. So these are typical Edomite bugged out Christians, right? So it goes on and on with this shit, man. It's fucking madness. Let me get back into this in 1 second. And they just go to show you how the so-called white man has to control the narrative. Even your low-level Edomites, right? They have to control the narrative. They can't admit when they're wrong. They the devil, right? So that was a heavy video. You know, the spirit pushed me to find that video or whatever. But this will be an accurate depiction as the world knows Jesus. And you see they try to make them so-called Middle Eastern, which Middle Eastern is all made up. There's no such thing as Middle Eastern people. That word Middle Eastern is a new word, right? Look at this. Being a so-called black man, like the book of Revelation described him to be, right? White woolly hair, dark brown skin, right? This is the true depiction as the world knows as Jesus, and his true name is Yahushua, right? But that was heavy though. Let's get all into this lesson, all right? But all of a sudden it don't matter. That's a lie. It do matter, right? You devils been able to benefit, control the narrative, push so-called white supremacy, all right, with that image, right? You push the white narrative. You know, white means pure, holiness, good, righteous, and you push that black label right on us because there's no such thing as black people, right? Because black is negative, wicked, evil, demonic. All right, First Maccabees 3:48. It says, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen, who was the heathen? All these other nations outside of the nation of Israel, starting at the so-called white man, right? The Europeans, the British, the Canadians, the Australians, white Americans, whatever you want to call yourself, the Spanish, the French, the Italians, all right? These are all Edomites, right? Wherein the heathen, the so-called white man, had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So as you saw in the opening of that video, it's everywhere you look. It's in the movies, it's in the books, it's in the literature, right? And this was done purposely because images control the mind, right? Images are more powerful than words. So they did this with a particular reason. All right, so they can push so-called white supremacy, right? Let's go here. I'm gonna read something that's heavy. Let's go here, right here. So we been set up through the spirit to break down these strongholds that's on our people's mind. And one of these strongholds is that image of so-called Jesus, right? And how he look in his name, that name Jesus, the stronghold, right? Check this out. I'm going to scroll back up. It says a picture is more powerful than words. I'm going to show you this. Read this to you. It says critics of words suggest that images have more power than words because they capture the imagination of society in an impactful manner. You hear this? Read that again. That marinade. It says critics of words suggest that images have more power than words because they capture the imagination of society in an impactful way, an impactful manner. Salakia. All right. So this image of Caesar Borgia is stored in our people mental, right? This was all done on purpose. Let's go here. But Most High is breaking these lies down with truth. And I want to say this as well. So you people will say this is, you say, you people of the world that say this is the way we see things, right? You say it's the way we interpret the scriptures. No, it's one truth and there's many lies. It's only one interpretation. It's not many, right? But color do matter. It's everything because you've been able to benefit with that lie. First off, it's a lie. First off, it's pushing so-called white supremacy, right? What does that do to our people? They're dehumanizing them. They make them feel like they ain't nobody. All right. The scum of the earth, right? On the bottom. They never contribute to anything in society. Right? They're black. Right? When you push that image, so that image is racist. Right? Luke 8:17. It says at the KJB, it says, for nothing is secret that should not be made manifest. So it's going to be made clear, obvious to you if you got your spiritual eyes open. Right? Neither anything hid that should not be known and come abroad. So that image been able to dominate our people's minds to this very day. And that name Jesus, right? But we've been set here to liberate our people mind. This New Living Translation at the very top. For all that is secret would eventually be brought into the open, and everything that is concealed will be brought to light and made known to all. So it was a time that you couldn't question the image of Caesar Borgia, the so-called Jesus Christ. You could not question that image. It was hands off. You could not question that image, right? But now the Most High is putting the Spirit right on us, and here and there to bring out these facts, right? Most of you American are bird brains. You monkey-minded. Let's go to this word bird brain, right? This is a stupid. And I'm gonna actually do a lesson on this, how stupid these Americans are. It's mind-boggling, right? How they dumb you down. It says brain, bird brain, a stupid person. It says a stupid, foolish, scattered brain person. It says mildly insulting phrase denotes silly behavior, actions, or thoughts unusually attributed to a child or immature person. So these people have a very cartoonish, a childish understanding about the Bible, right? And we've been set up through the Spirit to liberate our people. Let's go here real quick. This stronghold of that image and that name. Check this out. It says, because strongholds are spiritual, our battle to fight them takes place in the spiritual realm. It needs to be fought with spiritual weapons. It says, affirms that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We don't have to go get guns and missiles like the so-called white man do. This is all done through the Spirit. This is Spirit that quickens us, that makes us alive, right? That does the heavy lifting, right? This word goes out through the internet, and the Spirit co-signs us, and the elect of the nation of Israel would know this is the truth, right? That's the only way I can really explain it to you. Let me get back into this. It says, but spiritual ones that enable us to stand strong against the devil's schemes. And starting at the so-called white man, he has many schemes of the mind. First off, he indoctrinated you with that Christianity, with that image, with these false doctrines that's taught in the Christian church, right? Let's go here. So, of course, color matters. Is everything, right? Psalms 119 and 104, it says, through thy precepts I get understanding. So what are precepts? Precepts, you can say it's a reference scripture. It gives you clarity, right? It ties one scripture to another to give you the understanding of what that scripture means. It's just more enlightenment, right? Precept among precept, line upon line, there a little, here a little. So you have to work, right? Let me read this again. Psalms 119 and 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. So the precept that we go to get the Messiah description is Revelation chapter 1. All right. Verse 13, 14, and 15. It gives us his description. So it won't be any room for debate. Right? It says, therefore I hate every false way. So we hate the way of the so-called white man or any other person that's outside this truth because it's a false way. Right? It's one truth and it's many lies. Right? And you have to be led through the spirit to get this understanding. Let's go here. All right. But when you go and look up the Messiah, this is what comes up. This is heavy witchcraft and indoctrination and enchantments. Right. That's still on our people's mind. This guy here. Right. This has saturated the minds of our people to this very day. And they even said in the video that he didn't look like this. But why these images are not taken down? Because the so-called white man, this reinforces his white supremacists. They want to control the narrative. They not gonna never teach you the truth. If you're looking for your enemy to ever teach you the truth, you insane, right? You insane, right? They enslaved, they fed our little babies to alligators, raped, robbed, and pillaged, stole lands, broke treaties. You think they gonna ever tell you the truth about your God? They ain't gonna happen. Let's go back here. It says First Maccabees 3 and 48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen, the so-called white man, has sought to paint the likeness of his images. He painted these images, all right, starting at Leonardo da Vinci, all right, and these other painters during the Renaissance, when Renaissance means rebirth. That's what they said in the video, Renaissance era, which means rebirth, right? All right, paint the likeness of the image. So they want to paint images that look like them, right, to cause deceit, deception, and confusion, and make you look up to the so-called white man as just God, right? And this devil has a God complex about himself, right? So he has changed the truth into a lie, right? He's put his face up as the Messiah with his and caused this great deception, right? So you have to free your mind from this, all right? Hopefully this lesson was edifying. Call Allah Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakha Kodash. Shalom.